What's going on, guys? PSG 2, bro. Manchester United 0. And you know what? I'm not even too pissed about that, bro. Like, loads of excuses or loads of people getting upset and stuff like that, bro. Like, we need to calm down, innit? We got shown levels last night, and that's all right. Like, Ollie's been in for 5 minutes. Like, we had a nice period of sweeping everyone that we played aside. But let's not lose sight of how far we've come, in it. When we first got drawn against PSG, everyone was like, fuck it, we're out, we're done, we're done. All of a sudden, the optimism came back. I said 3-1 because I'm thinking, boom, if we see the best possible Manchester United, yeah, with their injuries, and I didn't think Verratti was going to be playing because they said he wasn't, then I thought, yo, we'll beat these lot. I thought, no Verratti, we can control the midfield. That didn't happen. Verratti played, innit? But you lot need to chill. I was having a conversation on Twitter yesterday, and I said, you see, in football, sometimes you have to understand levels. A lot of people don't understand levels in football. That's why they go to stats and start talking shit. The same argument where man was saying that Ji-sung Park was better than Son, yeah? One, they shouldn't be compared. They shouldn't be compared because Son's a much better footballer than Ji-sung Park, yeah? But two, like, yeah, G won stuff and he was part of a great team, but G was never a starting player for us week in, week out, bro. We bought him as a winger. He wasn't good enough as a winger, so Fergie used his engine and brought him inside as a destroyer to kind of play in the role of attacking midfield in the hard away games to break up play and to stop the other teams from playing. Like, Fergie utilised his best qualities because what we bought him for, he wasn't giving us. Okay? You have to understand those things. So it's the same with the Messi-Ronaldo debate that man were having also on my timeline, and they were like, oh, you support Man United, so you have to back Ronaldo. No, I don't. The same way I support Man United, but I'm not saying that Ji-sung Park is better, bruv. Like, football is bigger than just Manchester United, bruv. To me, I love football, innit? I love the club, but I love football first, because without football, there's no Manchester United, bruv. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing that Cristiano Ronaldo can do with a football that Messi can't do sitting on his toilet with an orange, blood. These are facts, innit? Like, man could pull out stats and all of these other things, even though Messi's stats are better than that overall. But who cares about that? Stats don't tell the full story all the time, bruv. Ronaldo is one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. But in terms of pure footballing ability, he barely makes my top 5 of all time. Barely. Because pure footballing ability is not better than Ronaldinho. Pure footballing ability is not better than R9. Pure footballing ability is not better than Zidane. Pure footballing ability is not better than Lionel Messi. And there's an argument for Diego Maradona. There's an argument for Johan Cruyff. There's a few, man. Do you know what I mean? What Ronaldo is he's very, very efficient. And he's a very hard-working, amazing athlete who utilizes it to the best of his abilities. But if you take his athleticism out of it, like, he can't see Lionel Messi. And that was my argument. And when you look at the game yesterday, Paul Pogba is the only player that definitely gets into PSG's team. The only player. Because David De Gea and Paul Pogba are only elite level players. Elite level. They are. And they have Gigi Buffon. So they wouldn't necessarily take Dave even though he's better than Buffon. They wouldn't. So that's my thing. We have to keep sight of that. So we played against a team that, yes, they had injuries, but bruv, Julian Draxler walks into our team, blood. Verratti walks into our team, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and we can keep going. Then man played Dani Alves on the right, yeah, right side, but he's got so much experience, and he's Brazilian, so he ain't really a defender anyway. You know what I mean? You could play Marcelo left wing. So, and then you got fucking that rat Di Maria as well, bruv. You fucking rodent blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Him as well. The little spineless prick, jelly baby. So they had Di Maria, experienced player. Do you know what I mean? He's a bottle job, yeah, but he's an experienced player. He's a soft belly prick. So when you look at that team, there's experience and there's quality. Man don't have that quality and depth. So when we did get the 2 injuries to Martial and Jesse Lingard, you saw man tweet, yeah, when Matter come on, I was like, bruv, this is long, this is stressful. It's going to be a long night. Because as soon as we lose Jesse, Rashford or Martial, we lose the pace, we lose the style of football, we lose the impetus, we lose it all. And that is the depth here that I was saying that we need to compete next season. That's the depth we need. We need to get rid of Lukaku. We need to get rid of Sanchez, blood. We need to get rid of Juan Mata because he came on and done fuck all. And I keep telling you, man, we don't play a number 10. And he's a shit winger, innit? Like, he's a great man. He's been a good servant to the club. He's been respectful, all of that. But, bruv, all he needs to be ruthless and chop this guy, bruv, because he don't add nothing to the team no more. He's not good enough. Yeah, he'll score the odd goal for us. Free kick and that, but he's not good enough, mate. Do you know what I mean? And we saw that yesterday. Alexis Sanchez, the Chilean Quasimodo, bruv, still ain't paid us back for them fucking piano lessons, the dog walking prick, blood. Like, what does he do? The guy's a shambles, innit? Get him the fuck out. So, we get into the game, and it looks like a few of our men have got stage fright. They look like they were out of their depth. And they were. We come up against a better organised, because them man have been with that manager for a while. They know their role. More experienced and a calmer team. Like, they've played bigger games than this. So they've come on. They're moving the ball around beautifully. Yeah, we're pressing high, which is good. But you know what? Them man are so comfortable under pressure in the press. They were just playing it out. It was beautiful to watch from a neutral point of view, I can imagine, because they were so composed, so controlled. I think they bossed the game from start to finish. We had times where we could have scored, but just the small margins, bruv, like, just the pass didn't have enough weight on it, or we chose the wrong option. At the highest level, you don't get away with those, innit? That's all that happened. Like, it wasn't a complete, yeah, these man smashed us to bits. No, it wasn't. But what they did was they had an extra little bit of quality about everything they did. And they were well worth their win, bruv. Well worth it. You look, first off, Paul Pogba had Kipembe on toast, blood. Toast. Like, the service to Paul Pogba was poor all night. He's the guy that makes us play football, innit, when we get the ball into him in that area. We couldn't get hold of the ball and keep it. Our ball retention weren't good enough. So because we couldn't retain the ball, we couldn't get him on the ball. But anything that we did have, where we looked like, right, we could do something. There were times where Pogba was picking up the ball and beating 2-3 man and striding away and trying to make things happen. But at that top level, man can't do it on his own, innit? And he looked comfortably a level or 2 levels above certain players on our team. And I did say this to you guys, like, it's a process, innit? So I'm not even upset, bruv, like, because I understand levels. Mbappe was class last night. It's mad because he's rapid, innit? Like, that guy, I said it before the game, he can dodge raindrops. Like, this guy is ridiculously quick. But, bro, his footballing brain and his football IQ is underrated because his movement's brilliant, and PSG know that they've got that outlet, bruv. They could just hit the channels. Our fullbacks were poor yesterday. Poor. Ashley Young positionally got caught out for the first goal, and he got caught out a few times in the game. Going forward, he did offer a little bit in the first half. He put in some good crosses, etc., etc. It didn't quite work out. On the other side, I said before the game, boom, I think Mbappe is going to play on the right. I was like, we'll see how Luke Shaw handles Mbappe. If he handles him well, then I'll lay off him for a game or two, because you lot know that I don't rate him. It's that simple. And we saw yesterday as well, loads of crosses were coming in from his side as well. And going forward, I don't remember him putting in a single decent cross. Not even from when he was taking corners. Like, I thought, you know what, Luke Shaw doesn't bomb on too far, and this might not be a bad this might not be a bad thing in this game, because they were going to push us wide. But down the 2 flanks, we were getting eaten, bruv. Like, time and time again, both our fullbacks aren't good enough. I've been saying it. and they put a lot of pressure on us because PSG like to attack from the flanks, and our fullbacks weren't at the races yesterday. Centre backs, Bailly and Lindelof, I thought they were cool. Like, I thought they were cool, to be honest. I thought that at no point were man really getting opened up through the middle and that. Like, it didn't really happen. It didn't really happen. I think them two are forging a decent enough understanding, and I just think that as a whole, the task was just too big for the team, man. It was too big for the team. Verratti just bossed that midfield, bruv. And the midfield battle is where a lot of these big games are going to be won and lost, simply because we're so heavily reliant on getting a ball to Paul Pogba for him to kind of pull strings for us. And if we can't get him on the ball, then we're going to struggle, guys, because we don't have another creative player in the team, innit? It's that simple. Our only other outlet is Ashley Young, ball down the line, and Marcus Rashford's running onto it. And man can't do that against good defenders. Like, Thiago Silva is one of the best centre-backs of his era, like, he is. So when you're doing these balls in there, like, Marcus ain't going to skin Thiago Silva every time. Like, he's going to read it. And when Marcus comes up against centre-backs that have a bit of pace, like, we're not always going to be able to use the outlet. We need to be a bit cuter, innit? So, like, I felt sorry for Matic and Herrera yesterday for the fact that Matic had an alright game. Like, he got nicked. The ball got nicked off him a few times. It was his fault for the goal as well. Like, the corner, who the fuck just stops running? It was definitely his fault. But on the ball, I thought Matic was alright. Like, it was one of his better games, I think. But he's got no legs, innit? And when you've got mobile midfielders around Matic, you're going to kill him. It's that simple. And Herrera can't do all the running himself. He can't, innit? So it was always going to be a difficult game for them. I just think they got overran. They just got outclassed, innit? Like, and there's no fucking shame in that. Like, there's none. There's no shame in it at all. So I can't be overly critical of Oli. I can't be over critical of the players. When I look at our bench and I think, right, we need a goal. We had an injury. Fucking Sanchez comes and does nothing but give the ball away and give us more work to do. And then we're bringing on Lukaku, these token substitutions. Marcus had a quiet game, but to be honest, bringing on Lukaku looking for a goal, bruv, is counterproductive. Because the guy's useless, isn't it? Like, we saw he came on the pitch yesterday. I don't even know if he touched the ball. Like, you lot can let me know in the comment section below if he did. I don't remember him having a touch of the ball when he come on. So, the whole thing, you just have to analyse the game for what it was. Man got shown levels. Even for Pogba's red card, bruv, what a hospital ball that was. You man tell me, yeah? Because if Paul Pogba doesn't go to win that ball, everyone's saying, he's lazy, look, he's not working hard. That pass from Luke Shaw to Paul Pogba killed him. You see the same way the ball from Phil Jones to Andreas Pereira killed him against Burnley? That Luke Shaw pass was worse because it was under hit to the point that Pogba had to run and try and retrieve it, bruv. He killed Paul Pogba. He should have got sent off for that pass. That's how bad it was. And second leg without PP, you're having a fucking laugh. It's over. Write that game off and I'm cool with that. At the end of the day, top 4 and FA Cup would be an amazing season for us, bruv. We were never winning the Champions League, really, innit? Like, we all hoped and we gassed it because why not? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what football's about. Sometimes you got a dream, but we gassed the thing. We are never winning that, yeah? Top 4 in FA Cup is doable, blood. It's very doable. I am pissed that that fucking rat Di Maria got 2 assists. I am. The ball in that Mbappe scored from, it was an alright ball, but Mbappe's pace made that a good pass, blood. When you watch that again, and I've rewatched the game and I rewatched the highlights because I was like, let me watch it again. Bro, Mbappe can catch pigeons, fam. He ran in between both of our 2 centre-backs. The ball was ahead of him. Do you know what I mean? Like, if Mbappe doesn't have that pace, the centre-back just leaves it and it goes across the goal. The guy's fucking, he's unreal, innit? Like, sometimes man have to just hold their hands up and say, you know what? We just got dealt with, innit? And that's what we have to do. Like, we don't hold on to this. Hopefully the injuries are not long term and the players don't have to dwell on this result. We go and we just beat Chelsea on Monday, bruv. Like, it's that simple. And even if we don't beat Chelsea on Monday, yeah, we can just focus on the Premier League, bruv. There's so many positives to take that we don't need to be getting upset about this bullshit, because We weren't going to win the Champions League, the FA Cup and the Premier League. We had to drop points somewhere. I'd rather drop them in this Champions League because it don't mean nothing. They really don't mean nothing. We have to look at the bigger picture. We've seen we don't have the squad to compete for everything. We don't. Because as soon as we lose one of our front three, man look like a different team. So, you man just need to chill. So yeah, like, obviously I usually do my player ratings, but it's very hard in a game that we got dominated. Obviously Pogba, bright spark as usual. Like, he showed glimpses of why he's the best midfielder in the world yesterday. When we did get him on the ball, it looked like a very frustrating night for him, but fuck it, bruv. Like, this happens to everyone. Like, sometimes it just don't happen, innit? I thought Victor Lindelof again, like, on the ball, the guy's sensational, innit? Like, he's sensational on the ball. There was one time in the first half where he got a shot off and he picked up the ball and he's just cut inside, opened his body up and hit it, and that. He's so comfortable on the ball, so cultured, proper centre half. Like, that's definitely in the long term. In the long term, he's R1, innit? Like, I love Eric Bailly, but obviously there's still a few question marks over Eric. There's no question marks over Big Vic. Big Vic the Viking, he's that guy for sure. And I think, last of all, again, Ander Herrera, blood. It's always Ander Herrera, fam. Because again, he's just different gravy, man. Like, I read a stat somewhere saying that he was the only midfielder on the pitch that won the ball more times than he lost it. And that tells you everything that you need to know about him. Mr. Efficient, bruv. Like, snapping at the heels, breaking up play, moving it along. And it goes unnoticed. Carrick used to do that a lot. And a lot of people used to say, we don't know what Carrick does. I remember he came in, he took Keane's number, and everyone was on Carrick's back, bruv. They were like, he's not quick enough. What does he do? This, that, and the other. But when you look down the line, this guy had so many of these games where people weren't really analysing and appreciating him. And it's funny, you know, because it's the same with, you see, like Registas, deep lying players. They only started to appreciate them probably in about, what would you say, 2012? 2012, I think they really started appreciating that role. You see, when Pirlo put in a masterclass, I think it would have been in, was it the 2016 or was it the 2012? No, 2012. Pirlo put in a clinic in 2012. Or was it 2014? I don't know. It was the Euros. My head's gone at the moment, innit? I think Euro 2016, yeah, it was 2012, I was right. Euro 2012, Pirlo put in a masterclass, yeah, for Italy, and everyone was wanking him off. But Pirlo been doing that. And Pirlo was actually at an age where he wasn't even at his best, and he's still doing bits. And only then, them man started to really appreciate what these men do. When Scholesy was doing it for us, like 4 or 5 years before that, nobody was really respecting man the way they should have respected him. Do you know what I mean? The same with Xavi and that. It was only towards the end of his career, man started to realise how important players in that role are to how you move the ball and that. And I think that Ander Herrera is doing a great job. He's doing a great job at moving the ball for us and initiating the press and just initiating the tempo of the game. So, like, he's the captain without the armband, 100%. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Were there any players that you thought that were unsung heroes yesterday? Like, I don't think there was many players that had great games, but if there's anything that you, man, picked up, make sure you let me know. And let me know how you're feeling after this result. Does it make you feel less optimistic for the season going forward? The Chelsea game, the league games against Liverpool, etc. Like, let me know how you feel. And also, what's the situation with Oli? Like, I know there's going to be a few idiots that'll be like, like we didn't win, so maybe he's not the man for the job. You know how fickle some football fans are. I saw some people saying, tactically they didn't see nothing different from Oli, and they think that he didn't do nothing tactically, which I think is absolute bullshit. I just think that they were too good for us. Let me know what you're feeling about the game and going forward, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you sub. Follow the Twitter and the Instagram is @rantsandbants. Make sure you go back and watch the Flex and Rant show on the United Stand if you ain't seen that already. Also, man's WTF show is up on UFF as well, so there's plenty to come. And also the Rants Red Talk will be out tomorrow. So I'm going to be posting a tweet today for your topic. So if you want one of your tweets read out, then you better follow man on Twitter. And that's all, bruv.